Can I have the last dance?
No.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the film partners most deserving of a therapeutic intervention. There'll be a few spoilers ahead.
You were paid to take me out by the one person I truly hate. I knew this was a setup.
Number 10, B and Ben, Anyone But You. These young professionals have a promising meet-cute, but then they sour on each other. Later, they find themselves attending the same wedding. Things only get worse as they attempt to lie to the other guests about their relationship status.
You know, maybe we should do it. Just tell everyone we're together.
What?
This breeds resentment between them, creating a toxic environment for the entire event. After spending most of the movie hating each other, B and Ben end up coming back together following a cliché, over-the-top romantic gesture on Ben's part.
I couldn't find a moving train. Sorry, it's the best I could do.
This is only a recipe for disaster that'll likely stir up negative feelings in the coming years.
How do you know my Serenity song? How do they know my Serenity song?
Number 9, Richard and Susan, Babel. This married couple has the worst vacation imaginable. While riding in a bus, Susan is shot in a terrible accident.
What happened?
She's then trapped in Morocco with her husband Richard without knowing if she'll survive. It's the kind of event that would shake even the best marriages to the core. Not only do they have a terrible time, their children are also in danger, stranded alone in a Mexican desert halfway around the world.
Listen! This is urgent, okay? Call the embassy, they will help us.
Talk about bad luck for everybody. Thankfully, the entire family survives their ordeal. This probably doesn't come without several emotional scars, likely prompting all kinds of tension in the future.
It wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault.
Number 8, Annie and Sam, Sleepless in Seattle. One of them is a recent widower and the other is engaged to be married. If we're being serious, neither of these people have any business with each other.
Hello.
Hello.
They're definitely living different lives and should at least have some time to consider their feelings. Sleepless in Seattle is a romantic film, but realistically, Annie is more like a stalker than anything else. Sam is in a fragile emotional state and letting his young son help dictate his future.
How do you know? What's wrong with Annie?
Oh, Jonah, shut up!
The red flags don't seem to matter to either party as they meet on the Empire State Building. It's a wonderful way to end the movie, but this duo just doesn't pass the smell test.
Sam.
2, 1.
It's nice to meet you.
Smile that cheers you.
Number 7, Lainey and Zach, She's All That. Taking George Bernard Shaw's Pygmalion to high school, this movie adapts a classic story for the late 1990s. Zach makes a bet that he can transform the nerd Lainey into a prom queen. It's a fun premise until you consider the larger implications.
I don't know, the idea of touching my eye is...
Because your eyes are really beautiful.
The jock tries to befriend his artsy counterpart, breaks her heart, and then tries to win her back. This manipulative scheme doesn't give the pair a good foundation, making their every interaction corrupt from the start.
You know, I made that bet before I knew you, Lainey. Before I really knew me.
It's not exactly the most endearing romance we've ever seen. If she doesn't have emotional whiplash, she'll definitely have to have a long conversation with a professional about her new partner's behaviour.
Shut up.
Number 6, Sandy and Danny, Grease. After their summer nights together, Sandy and Danny find each other again at high school. Danny is a greaser that doesn't want to appear uncool, while Sandy deals with being a fish out of water. Neither are in their best state to pursue their relationship.
What happened to the Danny Zuko I met at the beach?
Well, I do not know. I mean, maybe there's two of us, right?
They both try to change themselves to be with each other, prompting some drastic alterations. There's also Danny's inability to be much of a gentleman, avoiding his friends and treating his partner badly.
What are you doing?
just want a little privacy for us, all right?
With the help of a therapist, these teenagers could come to realise that they're not exactly a perfect fit for each other. Despite what their hormones are telling them, they should really land that flying car and take a hard look at reality. Number 5, Alfred and Clara, the shop around the corner. Before You've Got Mail remade this story, this film introduced two bitter colleagues that don't realise they're pen pals. Jimmy Stewart plays Alfred Kralik, a salesman that doesn't take kindly to rival Clara Novak's success.
You want to get the night off?
I have to, Mr. Crowley.
Well, you're out of luck.
Eventually, Alfred discovers he's in love with Clara, yet he continues to play with her emotions. He only lets her know that he's her mystery lover after pushing her to the emotional brink, making his actions seem even more cruel.
You're a friend.
You?
We're amazed that Clara forgives him and wants to live out their romance in real life. This problematic relationship seems to be ripe for psychiatric evaluation.
Oh, I was pretty rude, wasn't I?
No.
Number 4, Jesse and Celine, Before Trilogy. This trio of romantic films follows its two lead characters across 3 separate decades. They first have a chance encounter on a train and spend an entire night chatting.
Tonight's our only night.
It's the only way now.
Jesse and Celine then reunite many years later, complicating things further when the former decides to miss his flight home to his wife and kids.
You are gonna miss that plane.
I know.
The third film, Before Midnight, finds them still together after the romance has worn off. They hash out her grievances in a major argument, showing that they aren't the same wide-eyed kids anymore. It's easy to see that they weren't super realistic about their partnership from the beginning. Since their relationship is based around communication, they'll at least have a head start during their therapy sessions.
I'm trying to make you laugh.
Okay.
Number 3, Kat and Patrick, 10 Things I Hate About You. Capturing the drama of teenage life, 10 Things I Hate About You turns this Shakespeare story into a high school romance. Mr. Stratford doesn't let Bianca date unless her sister Kat is also involved with someone.
New rule. Bianca can date. When she does.
This inspires a hopeful young man to hire Patrick to date the antisocial older sibling, leading to a manipulative plan that creates real problems.
I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I need you, baby.
Like any relationship, initially based on deceit, this partnership produces some serious trust issues. When Kat finally makes up with Patrick, you can't help but wonder how they could ever last as a couple.
You can't just buy me a guitar every time you screw up, you know.
Number 2, Rick and Ilsa, Casablanca. They might be one of Hollywood's most beloved couples, but these two characters are anything but perfect. Ilsa Lund comes back into Rick Blaine's life after walking out on him years before. To make matters worse, she has a husband now.
There's still nobody in the world who can play as time goes by like Sam.
He hasn't played it in a long time.
The two contemplate their relationship before Blaine sends her away. Their dramatic final conversation could easily start their romance all over again, but it's a firm farewell for the time being.
You're saying this only to make me go.
I'm saying it because it's true.
Still, neither hero is likely to forget the other anytime soon. If they survive the war, they'll definitely have a lot of complicated thoughts to work through.
Bye, Rick. God bless you.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, Joel and Clementine, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. In a world where people can erase each other from their memories, this couple needs some serious help. Joel learns that Clementine has moved on from their relationship in a major way.
What is it? I don't know. It's some place that does a thing.
This inspires him to undergo his own procedure to forget her, but he begins to have second thoughts halfway through. The real twist comes when they reconnect after their operations. Fate continues to bring them together despite their obvious differences.
I'm sorry I yelled at you.
Although their breakup was so bad that they both wanted to forget it, the two decide to try again. The ending is hopeful, but we still have serious doubts about this couple's ability to make things work.
You will think of things, and I'll get bored with you and feel trapped because that's what happens with me.
Okay.
Did we forget another movie couple that needs help? Let us know in the comments below.
And you've insulted me.
Well, you deserved it.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.